Well, hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm so excited to share with you 2 fall Dollar Tree DIYs. For this first project, we're going to be using this scarecrow sign to make what I'm going to call a decorative fall wall sconce. The first thing we're going to do is remove the rim of the scarecrow's hat that says Happy Fall. Just set that aside because we'll be using that later in this project. Then we're going to paint our sign using white chalk paint from Walmart. Now we're going to be cutting one of these red solo cups in half. Be careful because these are plastic and they can be a little slippery when you first try cutting into them. So I'm placing everything on that wood piece just to see where I want everything to sit before I start gluing anything down. I'm gluing this cup down just enough so that it stays in place enough for me to be able to add this rope from Dollar Tree. I'm essentially using that rope as an anchor for the glue to really adhere to that cup so it'll stay in place without coming off of our wood piece. I'm just measuring each piece as I go by laying it atop that plastic cup and then cutting it where it's going to touch the board. And then I'm just gluing these down, trying to get the edges or the ends of each piece of that rope kind of tucked underneath the cup just ever so slightly so that it kind of looks like the rope goes all the way around our cup, making it look like a beautiful rustic vase. Once I have that cup fully covered so that none of the red is showing through, I'm taking these cotton stems and determining how tall I want them to be. I want them to just slightly show over the very top of our wood piece. So I'm going to tie some of this twine, which is also from Dollar Tree, around the stems and then around our board, bringing those ends back to the front of the sconce. And this will be both decorative as well as serving as a kind of anchor to keep those branches from moving around too much. I'm going to tie this tightly, and then I'll add a little hot glue to make sure those branches stay in place. And then of course, we're going to finish this off with some Spanish moss from Dollar Tree. I'm just adding in a little hot glue inside our vase and then adding in that Spanish moss. Then I'm going to finish this piece off by adding a good amount of hot glue and then adding that sign we removed from the front of this scarecrow decor. And last but not least, I'm turning the sconce over and adding some of that twine for our hanger. Make sure you add enough glue here so that it holds nicely, or you could also use a staple gun here if you really want that to be extra safe, making sure that the rope doesn't come loose. I'm just leaving the back of this as is, but if you want, you could cover this up with a coat of paint or some paper also. I love how this turned out. I think it's so pretty. It's very simple, kind of rustic, but I really love it and it goes well with our decor. I hope you enjoyed it too. Now let's move on to DIY number 2. We're going to be making a couple of beautiful fall pillows using these placemats from Dollar Tree. This is one of the easiest DIYs and anyone can do this. You don't even need a sewing machine. All you need are some placemats, a glue gun and glue sticks, and a little bit of this filler. I get mine from Walmart, but you can get it from just about any craft store. So first we're going to line our placemats up perfectly. We want to make sure that our pumpkins are facing the correct direction. We want to make sure that the side without the design is toward the inside, of course. And then we'll begin gluing. I really prefer using the Gorilla brand glue sticks. They just give a much better hold or a lasting hold, at least in my experience. I always start with one of the corners to make sure that everything is lined up really well. So I'll glue my 2 corners first, and then I'll just start gluing along the edges. You can go as close to the edge as you'd like, or you can go about an inch inward like what I'm doing. The reason I do that is because I want just a little bit of an edge on mine once it's filled, but you can do it as close to the edge as you'd like. The only thing I'm really paying attention to here is making sure that the edges are lining up with both placemats. Otherwise, I'm literally just laying down the glue and putting them together and holding them in place until that glue cools down and dries. This is truly one of the simplest projects ever, you guys, but these pillows look so nice and they can last forever. And of course, we're going to leave one side open so we can add our fill. Now, you can put as much of this fill in as you want. I did not want this pillow to be really full because I'm probably going to be setting it on top of my windowsill as decoration. But you can make it as full as you want, you can make it as light or as sparse as you want. It's really up to you. And once you have your pillow filled to your desire, then go ahead and glue down that last edge. Then I do always check around my edges and just kind of run my finger through the edges to make sure there aren't any holes or any spots that the hot glue missed. And if there are, I just add a little hot glue and that's it. Call it a day. You have a gorgeous decorative pillow. These are the tapestry material placemats, which are my favorite. Of course, we're going to line those pumpkins up again. We want to make sure that they're all facing the right direction. And as you can see, I'm doing these inside out because what I'm going to do is glue this on the very edges, of course, making sure everything matches up again. I'm going to glue down all 3 edges. And then once I have 3 of the 4 sides glued down, I'm going to turn that right side out and then we're going to add our fill. These edges were really tough to match up or to line up because these placemats were kind of not really the same size. I guess one was just a little smaller than the other. I guess that's what you get for $1, but nonetheless, it worked just fine, and you'd never know that once the pillow was finished. You couldn't even tell at all. I thought it looked really super cute actually, and I love it. And if I can find 2 more placemats like this, I'm gonna make another one like this so that we can have one on our big couch and one on our love seat. So I always make sure I get that fill in all the corners, and so it's kind of even, and I just use my hand to do that. Sometimes I pull it apart a little bit, or I just kind of zhuzh it around in there until I get the right shape I want. I don't want any lumps or bumps. So for this one, I'm just going to fold those last 2 edges inward and start hot gluing again until everything is nicely sealed. Look how cute this is, you guys. I just love these pillows. I can't believe these cost probably, I don't know, maybe $3 each to make, and really enjoyed making these, putting them together. It was just so simple, such an easy DIY. The material's really nice, it's kind of heavy, and it feels much more expensive than $1. But I think this turned out so beautifully. This one's my favorite, but I love them both. I've really enjoyed doing these crafts, and I hope that you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for taking a little time out of your busy day to spend this time with me. I really appreciate all of you. I really do. I would love if you would give this video a big thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel and click on that bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. I would really love to have you as part of the BREN'S Beauty Boutique family here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, my friends. Have a beautiful day.
We grew apart more every day. When times get rough, I